Can tell you haven't ridden in a while when your seat's covered in dust. Last question is gas. Do we have any sex juice in the tank? Minimum. Go blow some of the dust off this motherfucker. Hopefully it'll start. There we go. If you pull your bike out of the garage or out of storage, been sitting for a bit, and it's really dusty and dirty, think about that layer of dust kind of being slippery on the surface of your tires, and that's going to reduce some of your traction. The same concept of buying a brand new pair of tires. Usually they'll kind of have some oil on them and be a little bit slippery, but you can wear in those new tires by kind of scrubbing them in and warming up the belts inside of the tires. This will help you to kind of shed that layer of oil or dust and get some better traction going. Shit, gotta remember I got my shades on. Stuff these in my pocket before they fly away. Let's see if I can get them in my pocket. Stand up a little bit. Don't want to break them, don't want to lose them. What are they stuck on? Stuck on my glove. That's the problem. And then again, wow, that's incredible. Third time's a charm. Stuff them in there. Alright. Sunglasses are secured. So what happens when you have gloves that look like this with your holes in your fingers. Gotta get some new gloves and protect yourself. But yeah, scrub in your tires a little bit before you get out and start ripping around. Make sure they're warmed up, make sure you got some traction going on. Traction's the only thing keeping you connected to the road, and it's a limited resource, so if you use up all your traction, you're gonna biff it. If you use your brakes pretty hard, you're gonna use up some traction. If you're leaning over going around a turn or swerving around, it's gonna use up some traction. If you use both of those things at the same time, braking while in a turn, braking while swerving, you're gonna definitely exceed all the traction you have available and wipe out. So don't wipe out, don't use up all your traction. Make sure you got some available at all times, and make sure you have a little bit left over for in the event of an emergency or a mistake, you know? I think that's a concept that a lot of newer riders and average riders miss. They think they can go rip up through the canyons and they're like pushing their bike to the limits, and they're on the edge of their traction, and they're lean way over, ripping around a turn, and they're not leaving any traction left over for what if, right? And that's a very important thing on a motorcycle, is the what if factor. So don't just push it to the limit, because then if you're in the middle of the turn and you need to make an adjustment, you don't have enough traction left over for that adjustment, right? And then if you try to make that adjustment, there goes your traction. You were already at the limit, now you're wiping out, now you're crashing, okay? So make sure you always have some left over for the what if, for oh shit, for I need to push a little more, I need to lean a little further, I need to brake, I need to do something. You must have some traction available so that you have an option. If not, you're fucked. That's the new motorcycle safety ad campaign. Don't be fucked. Make sure you have some traction available for emergencies. Yeah, it feels good to ride. Sometimes I don't ride for a little while and forget how good it feels. Feels real good. Real good. Pull it right on in, get a little bit of gasoline. Howdy.
Hello.
Can I get 6 on the bike over there, whatever pump that is? Or 7, I guess.
Have a good one.
Thank you. Let's see how we do. I gave her 7. Let's see how we do. Just remember my tip about, notice my hands aren't on it now, but I usually like to hold on to the switch here. Sometimes these little automatic shutoffs don't work. so you can overflow and then spill it all over your tank. So if you keep a hand ready on kind of the trigger mechanism here, and you can release it. Got a little drink. See if there's any paper towels. Usually these trash cans have, you know, windshield washer fluid and some paper towels. So if you do spill a little bit of gas on your tank, then just wipe it off real quick. Wipe it off real quick. I don't know what this place is. Some kind of dog center. I have to go ask her about it. It's a surprise. Usually we have to get changed, so it feels weird not to. Circle around the building real fast so we can say what's up. Howdy. Are you working here?
Yeah.
I was curious what this place is. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate your time. Alrighty. Good information. See, this car's blinker was on, so we know they're turning. Let them go ahead and go first. This one too. What about the white truck? No blinker, so they're gonna go straight. Little Scion right here is gonna turn. So this is a good exercise. You can just sit here and watch cars, body language, look for blinkers and signals and communication. See what people are gonna do before they do it. Got a little bit of gas in the bike. Scrubbing in our tires like we talked about a little earlier, warming them up. We came through this neighborhood a while back. I got it. She gave us a wave last time too, that's awesome. But we came through this neighborhood a while back and did a little demonstration about how to start learning and practicing on your motorcycle when you've completed your training course, gotten your license. This is cool. This road wasn't open last time. Gotta be aware if there's like screws and nails and bullshit on the ground. Don't want to run anything over. So yeah, I don't know if any of you saw that last video. We had our imaginary front door right here in our house. We pulled up by this tree right here. But I went back and watched it recently and the audio really sucked on it. So I wanted to kind of retouch on that one. So you just jump on your bike, boom. You're brand new, it's the first time you've ridden this crotch rocket. So take that turn right there. Now, all these little neighborhood streets are really low speed limit. I think maybe 15 miles an hour. If there's a posted sign, we'll look for one. But notice I'm only doing 13. I'm not even doing 15. And I can just creep through here and I can just work on holding a nice steady throttle with my right hand. Man, that's cool. All these through streets are open now. Last time they weren't even built yet. And notice I'm just cruising along, right? So you want to always be on the lookout, paying attention. If you see toys and stuff in people's driveways, bikes, it means there's little kids around. So you don't want to come through here and be an asshole and causing trouble. You want to come through here to practice and learn, because there's going to usually be minimal traffic and minimal people out and about, so you can take your time with it. Now I'm scanning all these kind of front yards and stuff with my eyes as I'm cruising, looking for little kids that come running out in the street, stuff like that. I can just keep both hands on my bars. I can work on a good riding posture. My shoulders are nice and relaxed. My arms have a little bend in them. I can cover my clutch and my brakes if I do see some people out in the front yard and I might be prepared to come to a stop or something. Then I can cover my controls and be prepared to use them. Now notice I got a stop sign here. So I'm downshifting to first, both brakes nice and smooth. My left foot came down, my right foot's still on the peg here. And I'm really tempted to go explore that new stuff, but if you go ripping or cruising around through some new construction zone or ongoing construction, good chance to get some crap in your tires, screws and nails and all that stuff. So after I stop smoothly at that sign, I can look, make sure it's clear, and then pull out, practice a nice smooth turn from a stop. So I want to show you an example here. We're going to take a left so I can signal. So we just came down that one street. We just stopped at 2 stop signs, I want to say, and then took a left and then turned left back down onto this street. So now we're basically going to cruise back to where we started. And this is how I want you to start learning on your bike in a small neighborhood like this. It's really going to help you. Notice I'm looking around. I can keep my head and eyes up and I can still use my eyeballs to scan without turning my head, making you guys all dizzy and sick. but I can keep the camera kind of here, but my eyes are looking there, my eyes are looking there, my eyes are looking up, down, left, right. So I can use my eyeballs to move all around and kind of keep my head in a neutral forward position. Or you can turn it and look around and observe the world however you want to, whatever's comfortable. So notice back down to first gear, both brakes nice and smooth. Left foot down for balance, right foot on the peg. You can put both feet down on the ground, whatever's comfortable for you. Notice this truck is parked right here. It might be blocking the view a little bit if there was a car coming. So notice I can creep my bike all the way up out here. I'm not planning on going yet, but I can creep up. MSF calls this opening the view. But notice I get to this position now, I can see around that white truck and make sure it's clear before I pull out. Believe it or not, just that white truck parked right there can hide other vehicles coming, especially little kids on bicycles or whatever. So if I was to stop at that stop sign, kind of have that obstructed view, and then just decide to go for it, assuming that it's clear, I could start pulling out, and then here comes something right into my path, running me over, or I hit them, right? So stop once, kind of look, and then you can creep forward a little bit, open up your view, and get a better look and see around that obstacle. That'll keep you safer. A lot of people will get smacked by not taking advantage of that. Looks like a lot of people have started tearing down the Halloween decorations and in the process of putting up their Christmas decorations. So that's cool. I love these little neighborhoods, man. I could never have enough money to afford living in one or or anything like that, but it's a treat to come ride through them and see how people with money live. This might turn into kind of a long video, but I hope it's useful and helpful for you guys. So bear with me. I appreciate your patience if I'm goofing around, getting distracted a little bit. It's a beautiful day and I'm out riding a motorcycle, so it happens. But I'm gonna come up here, I put it in first gear. I'm gonna use a big head turn. Can just U-turn my bike just like that. Now we're gonna start just how we did before. So we're gonna say this little pole is kind of our spot. So let's say this is our imaginary front door. I think last time was that tree up there, but we were kind of invading the neighbors and bothering some people. So this is our new front door right here, right? So let's say the last run we just did, we started right here. We came out, got geared up, got on the bike, took off, took that right turn right a bit, went all the way down and made a loop and came right back. We want to take a break. We go inside, get some water, chill out, stretch our legs for a few minutes, shake it off, release some stress and tension, and now we want to get back on the bike and practice some more. Boom. So we come back out, hop on. You always want to check behind you before you pull out away from the curb. Make sure there's no one there. Hopefully that wasn't my tire losing all that air. So right here, turn signal to the right. I'm doing the exact same route I just did. This is going to allow me to become more familiar with the same route I just took. I shouldn't have any unexpected stuff up ahead, but I'm going to definitely be scanning and prepared just in case. Since the last time I came through, some kids might have come out to play, some other vehicles might have pulled in, some dogs might be running the loose. Who knows, right? So I'm prepared for that, but I shouldn't have anything too kind of crazy coming up because I just came through here, right? So creeping through, nice slow speed. Notice we got people and dogs and kids up here, so we're gonna kind of adjust our position over to this side, cover my clutch, and we're taking our sweet time, being courteous to our community and our neighbors and fellow people. So notice we stopped here, this Ford was coming, had a good rate of speed, so we waited for a minute. Then we saw the blinker on. Just because that blinker's on, we don't want to assume they're gonna turn, right? There's no stop sign for him, so he could keep going straight. People cruise with their blinker left on all the time. So if I saw the blinker, that's a big old truck, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, he's gonna turn, I'm gonna go. He might keep going straight. I pull out right in his path, he hits me at 30 miles an hour. So pause for a minute. There's no vehicles behind me. There's nobody else coming. So I wait, let him turn, make sure. Now I can look, take my time, pull out, nice and smooth. I upshift to second gear. I'd like you as a beginner to keep your hands on your grips. I have a bad habit of taking mine off to talk with my hands and emphasize certain things. Keep your hands on your grips where you need them. That way you have full control of your bike and access to all your controls, okay? So now we're approaching the stop sign. I'm already off my throttle, squeezing my clutch, both brakes smooth. I downshifted to first, then I put my feet down for balance. I can keep my head and eyes up, straight ahead, eyes level with the horizon line, that blue tower way back there. That'll help keep me nice and straight and balanced. Now, take your time. There's no rush here. You're out here practicing. This is your designated time. I looked behind me in my mirrors. There's no one coming. I put my bike in neutral. I put my side stand down. I dismounted my bike. Hang out for a second. Take a look around. Take a nice deep breath. Enjoy the world. Enjoy being alive. Appreciate the sunshine and the warm air. Right? Don't be an asshole and stop in the middle of the road like I am. But if there's no one around, it's okay. Now you can decide on what's my next move, right? I'm checking my mirrors, there's no one behind me. So now I'm gonna decide I'm gonna go left here again. I'm watching this black truck up ahead just to see what they're doing. They kind of pulled in, now they're backing up, maybe getting ready to do a U-turn or something. Looks like they're gonna come down my way. Analyze the world around you, kind of see what's going on. Notice his road closed, but there's kind of an opening. Looks like he's a construction worker, so he's going down. Probably one of the foremen, so he's just cruising around checking on stuff.
Why aren't you out there knocking down trees?
You're right. I should be. I'm leaving. I'm getting out of here.
Now he's out of the way, there's no other vehicles coming. I pull out from there nice and smooth, upshift to second gear. Now I'm on my throttle smooth. This was my turn last time to the left right here. I feel good about that. Let's say I do it again. Lap 2, I do it one more time. Lap 3. Let's say now, imagine with me, I'm on lap number 4. I decide I'm good on that. I skip turning there. Now I'm going up ahead one more street further, okay? So I've done 3 laps on that last route. Now I'm gonna take a left here, and I'm essentially expanding my radius a little bit. So let me build some momentum so I have balance. So I start out like this. Now I'm just broadening it a tiny bit, right? By one more street. This is a new street for us. This is unexplored territory. There might be new hazards, new obstacles to be aware of, some debris, glass and nails and stuff in the street. So we're scanning, looking for all that. We're looking for kids playing, animals, people, looking at the cool red balloon, but trying not to be too distracted. All these cars parked along the sides, we want to be aware of that. Cover our controls in case someone comes running out from behind one of them. Downshift the first gear, both brakes nice and smooth. Now look right down there, those guys in their neon green shirts. There's that white truck, there's those guys working. So we're just one block further over towards the west, towards the mountains, right? We've expanded our radius. Now same thing, open up your view, creep forward just a little bit, make sure it's clear. Take your time, ease that clutch out using that friction zone. Add a little bit of throttle, upshift a second. Now look, 16 miles an hour, just cruising through here. Keep your hands on your grips. This is what it's all about right here. This will really, really help you progress and get good at your motorcycle, especially if you went to one of your basic rider training where you got licensed, and let's say that you practiced on a bunch of 250s, little Honda Rebels or whatever they had, and then you buy a 500 or a 600 or something bigger, even a Ninja 400 a lot of my students like to get. It's going to be a little different. You want to come to your neighborhood or find one like this and just take your time on your bike and almost go through the whole process of learning over again. And this is a fantastic way to go about that. And it gives you some real world experience instead of just being in a parking lot with nothing going on, right? Come to a nice smooth stop, both brakes. Now look, I'm in no rush. I peek in my mirrors. There's nobody behind me. This neighborhood's great. Very low traffic, especially I think today's like a Tuesday, Turbo Tuesday. Doc's streaming right now. We're playing RoboCop. But yeah, nobody around. So checking the cul-de-sac, nothing here. Right down this street to the left is leading back to our imaginary house and our front door. So I've taken a bunch of lefts. I haven't really taken any rights yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and try that, right? This is a decision you can make as you're out here riding. Take a right-hand turn. Try to make it just as smooth as your lefts. Then take your time, come around this cul-de-sac. Look out for any debris, gravel, big old rocks that might kind of make your tire bump around. Any broken glass. Looks like there's a little bit of something, some broken plastic right there on the floor by the basketball hoop. Yeah, notice taking my time, working on my turns, pointing my nose where I want to go through the turn. I'm still going slow, being respectful, doing the speed limit. I'm not rev bombing all over the place and making a bunch of noise and being a jerk to any people who might be home living in this neighborhood. Be respectful of the world and other people around you. Cooperate with your fellow human beings. Create a better world to live in. All right, so here we are. Hopefully you can recognize the area that we're in. Notice I position myself way over to the outside like the MSF box. And then I do a big head turn. I use that friction zone, keep a little bit of power going to the rear wheel. I can make that U-turn every time, no problem. I've done a bunch of them to the left. Next time I could practice doing one to the right. Go into that cul-de-sac if I want, right? So now as we find our blue line on the ground, our little post, we're back at our imaginary front door. Notice what we did. So we did 3 laps, I think, going up here, taking a right, just doing that big loop. After we did our 3rd lap, we came here, we were like, man, that felt really good. We're feeling good about it. We're feeling confident, comfortable, no surprises, everything's good. So while we were on our 4th lap, we came to that same left-hand turn and we thought about it. Should we turn here again, or are we good with that? Can we go one further? We decided to expand our radius and go one further. So this would be the start of lap number 5, right? Let's see what that looks like. So the footage doesn't get too monotonous and we don't spend too long in here. As courteous as we are trying to be, we probably still annoy some of the residents. We're feeling good. It takes us 3 times around. There's no rush. I want you to feel comfortable and confident before you move on, before you progress to the next expansion of your radius. So let's say we did what, 4, 5, and 6. So this is lap 7. We've gone back to our start point every single time. We've taken some breaks here and there if we needed them, gotten a drink of water, whatever it is, then get back on. Nice smooth stop. There's the lady walking her dog. You can kind of get familiar with the people and the stuff you're seeing out here. I like this big old turkey balloon up here. We've seen him a few times. Getting ready for Thanksgiving. As you say, happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Mr. Turkey. So notice, even though we are on lap 7 now, we're getting more comfortable. We're getting more used to our bike. We're feeling good. We don't want to start racing through here now, even though we've done it a few times. Notice I try to shift myself over a little bit for those guys on the bicycles. Keep in mind there's a little park right here, so we want to watch for little kids potentially playing there. Watch for people running out in the road. Nice smooth stop once again here. This guy's making his way down, working on all these trees, so that's cool. We've seen his progress. So notice, take your time again, take a pause, take a breath, check out how you're feeling. Do a little internal check. How am I feeling? I'm feeling pretty good. Am I breathing? Am I holding my breath out here? Am I stressed and tense and my shoulders are bunched up and tight? If so, take a breath. Blow it out nice and slow. Relax your shoulders, relax your arms. Loosen up, take your time. Look a few times, make sure it's clear. Pull yourself out nice and smooth onto the road. Here was our first turn. Then we did 3 more laps up here where this white SUV just pulled out. That was laps 4, 5, and 6. Now we're on number 7. Notice I passed my first turn. I'm thinking about passing my next turn here. Oh crap, but if I pass this turn, look what's coming up next. That looks like a real road out there, right? So here's a big question for you on your motorcycle. Are you ready for that? If not, here's what I want you to do. Put on your turn signal, pull your bike way over here to the shoulder, come to a nice smooth stop, and sit here for a second. But make sure there's no one coming behind you to rear end you, right? Be prepared and alert, but just pause for a minute and look at it. That road out there is not this neighborhood anymore. They're going a little bit faster out there. Definitely more traffic, right? We've already seen a few cars go by. There's more going on. But notice that car right there, he's doing about 45, 50 probably. I think speed limit on there is about that. Notice we got a red truck coming behind us in the rear view mirror, so just keep an eye on them, being prepared if we need to. So I want you to take a look. Let's watch this red truck. Watch this big truck with the trailer coming in. So there's just some good things to kind of observe. If you decide to go out onto that road, this is the stuff that you're going to be dealing with right up there. So I would like you to take a minute and pause and think about if you're ready for that next step, because that is a big next step compared to this neighborhood, going around these little streets 15 miles an hour, waving at people out walking and checking out big turkeys, right? Out there, there's not as many chances for you to stop and pull over and go slow and stuff like that. So take a minute, think about it. If you don't feel like you're ready for that, do not rush it, okay? Instead, here's what I want you to do. So I got a car coming in the rear view mirror. I'll wait for them to pass, and then I'll show you. So always be checking those mirrors. Notice I'm gonna turn my head here and also check my blind spot and just double check. Okay, so if you're not ready for that, you say, no, Instructor Cory, I'm not ready. Big head turn. Make a U-turn right here. Make sure it's clear. And then I want you to head right back up the street here. Remember, we're on lap number 7 now. You don't need to get on the big road yet. You've only done 6 laps. This is only our 7th one. You can take your time. Take as much time as you need. Take all the time in the world to work your way up at your own pace and progress at your own pace. Don't let anybody rush you. And then look, I could turn down there and go do that a few more times, left and right. Go all around this neighborhood every which way until I've done 20 laps. I go and I make that decision. I wasn't ready. And now I'm feeling really good with this whole neighborhood. I've been down every street, every cul-de-sac, left and right turns, smooth stops every time, good shifting. Now, I'm coming back here. We're on lap number 21. We're time traveling, right? So we're on lap number 21. I'm feeling pretty good about this. I pull up here. Look at this. This is a big, intense moment, right? So here we go. You come up here to the stop sign. Look here, I'm creeping up, opening up the view. I got cars coming here. I want you to try to identify their rate of speed, right? We said they're probably doing around 45, 50 miles an hour. So I don't want to pull out in front of there too slowly and have them smack me. So I want to sit here and wait for a nice big gap. I'm checking my mirrors behind me, making sure no one's behind me waiting. I see this car with the blinker getting ready to turn in. I'm taking all the time I need to. Notice I'm in first gear. I'm letting that clutch in and out of the friction zone. Okay, now I got a big gap. I look to the left, no cars coming. I look really good to the right, way up the hill, there's nobody coming. I look behind me, it's all good. Now watch this. I made my decision. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna expand it. Lap number 21. I'm pulling out onto the real road for the first time. I check a bunch of times to make sure it's clear there. Holy crap, there's a speed limit sign, 45. Now look, we're building up our speed a little bit. You don't have to rush this. Second gear going up to third right there. I'm getting up to 30 miles an hour. I'm checking my mirrors. I'm looking at the pretty lake right here, or pond. Okay, look, now I have a turn lane here. Holy crap, I just got out on the real road, a 45-mile-an-hour road. Now I'm gonna make sure I got enough time between that car coming. As a beginner, I'd like you to choose a bigger gap than what I just did, but I felt good about it. So now look, I turned onto this road. I just got on the real road for the first time. Holy shit, that was intense. I'm gonna take a right here. And then I was only on that road for a short stretch. I had a little turn off right back into our neighborhood where we've been practicing in our imaginary house, right? What's up, brother? So get on that main road when you're ready, lap number 21. And then if you feel good about that, get right back off and get into this neighborhood once again, okay? And then here we are, back down low speeds, saying hi to the giant snowman and the dragon over here. Actually gonna go check them out real quick. We've done this lap a bunch, so we can expand our radius. And they even got Tigger over here. Instructor Val like this. Tigger, dragon, lamb chop, and snowman. Beautiful. So this little kind of I don't know, drive through loop-de-loop. It's pretty cool. You can probably pull in here to the left and then pull in here to the right and practice both directions. Alright, so now I'm going to take you around. We're still working our way back to our imaginary house to complete lap number 21. Remember to check your speeds. If you start feeling really good and confident and comfortable, take a peek down at your speedometer and make sure you're not racing through the neighborhood and speeding too fast. just because you're feeling good and comfortable, you don't want to start going too fast and putting other people in danger and kind of getting outside of your comfort zone and limits there. You can push it a little bit, but don't go too crazy. Be respectful. I feel like every time we take this turn and head this way, we're talking about being respectful again. It's a good reminder. It's a good thing to kind of check in on. Imagine if Doc lived in one of these houses right here and Baby Assassin was playing in the yard. You better be respectful. Otherwise, Dr. Disrespect is gonna come teach you some respect. Imagine a 6'8" juggernaut come blasting right through the front of the garage door right there and just tackle you. He would too. Jump kick you right off your motorcycle and manhandle you like a fucking ragdoll. I wish I knew some incredible like 3D model CG guys. I could just have them fucking edit all that in. Maybe I can hit up Doc and get him to do a little cameo for me. Oh yeah, so here's our front door. Pay some attention. I get lost in the fantasy. Alright, so boom, blue line, front door, imaginary house. Wow, lap number 21 was pretty awesome, right? Not only did we've gone around this neighborhood for 21 laps now, but on number 21, we went out, we felt confident enough that we went up to that main road. We waited for a big gap and then we turned left out onto that main road, 45-mile-an-hour street. Now we need to definitely come back, take a breather, take a rest, maybe eat a sandwich. Once we've had a little break, shit man, let's practice some more. How you feeling? Check in with yourself. This is lap number 22. Are you good for the day? Do you want to call it good and stop riding? You've made amazing progress so far. Think about what you've done. Yeah, if you're not done yet, then let's go. Lap number 22. I'm cool to keep riding. You wanna keep practicing? I'll keep practicing with you. So even these cross streets, this one has a stop sign. Don't take those stop signs for granted. I'm always still kind of doing a head check both ways and covering my controls usually when I ride through there, just in case. You never know, someone come ripping through there. That's kind of the name of the game we were touching on earlier about leaving some what if traction and margin for error for emergencies. Same thing with just cruising through a neighborhood and riding a motorcycle out on the roads in general is always like the what ifs and just in case, and I'm leaving myself an opportunity. Hey, a turkey fell down. Well, that's kind of sad, but I'm leaving myself an opportunity to have options if something does go unexpectedly, right? Always expect the unexpected. Like all that stuff is great. Old Fu Manchu Fu Manchu tips. What is his name? The old guru with the Kill Bill Fu Manchu beard. Confucius. I think he was always the one saying the cool tips. Alright, so there's our nice smooth stop. What are we on? Lap 22, right? Hopefully you guys can tolerate my ramblings in between coaching and training and practicing here. If not, I'm sorry. I'm doing the best I can. So we got this car up here. Notice they kind of come to a stop waiting for us, so we won't make them wait too long. I think these little kind of through streets are 30 miles an hour, so even if you're working yourself up to speeds on those small streets, 15 miles an hour, you want to try to respect the speed limit when you get out onto these roads as well. You don't want to rush yourself. If you're not ready to do 30 yet, then take your time, pull off on the shoulder. Don't feel obligated to go that fast, but try to work yourself up to those higher speeds once you get out on those roads with higher speed limits. That way you're not holding everybody else up and pissing everyone off, right? Yeah, don't feel obligated to go faster than you're ready for. Worst case scenario, you can always pull your bike over on the shoulder and reset yourself and start again and go slow. If I pull out onto this road that's 45 here and I get up to 45 and I'm like, holy crap, this is so fast, I feel so nervous and sketched out, pull your bike over. Come to a nice smooth stop, pull over, figure out your next plan from there. You could creep along the shoulder doing 5 miles an hour back home if you needed to. People might look at you funny, but you can do it in a safe way and get yourself home safely. Okay, so enough of my shit. We're back here to our stop. We went left last time, so we want to do it again, right? We're on lap 22. We're looking, it's looking good. Pulling all the way out. Oh look, this even has a cool merge lane here. I think I went beyond that last time maybe. So now I'm building my speed up. Take your time. Do a big head check, make sure it's clear before you merge in. So remember last lap, 21, we turned off right there and we felt good about it. We went right back home. That was our turn. Now we're on lap 22. Maybe I'm not ready. Maybe it takes you to lap 42 before you go beyond that last turn. Whatever your point of progression, whatever pace you want to go, when the time comes, the next step, expand your radius. So don't turn left back there. Instead, keep on going straight. Here we are. So let's call this, we'll call it lap 22. Maybe I felt good with one time on 21. 22, I was ready to expand. That's okay too. You don't have to go slow. You don't have to go fast. Go at your own pace, ride your own ride. Always, every time you ride for the rest of your life, ride your own ride, not someone else's ride. If you got a bunch of buddies with you and they want to keep going and you're not ready, you turn your ass off and go home and let them go. Say, I'm not ready to do all that yet. There's nothing wrong with that. If you let them kind of peer pressure you and you go before you're ready to do that and you bite off more than you can chew, then guess what? You ain't gonna be able to swallow it. That sounds so serious, but yeah, it is serious. If you go beyond your limits before you're ready, then you can get cleaned up easy. Okay, I don't want to sugarcoat it. You can get killed out here really easy on a motorcycle. Make sure we're not running out of gas. It'd be funny. We did a video, I don't think I have it uploaded yet, but we recorded one about walking your motorcycle, because I have a really bad habit, or used to in the past, about running out of gas all the time, and I'd have to get off and walk this thing for miles and miles and miles to the nearest gas station, and it's not the most fun thing in the world. It's a good thing to practice and know how to do, but hopefully we don't have to film a follow-up real life video version of that today. So I end up running out. Alright, so we're pulling up here, imaginary house, there's our blue line, front door, boom. We should name this thing like, it's green with a white top, definitely got the Philadelphia Eagles color scheme going on there. What's their mascot? Swoop, I think? Yeah, we'll call it Swoop. Hey Swoop, what's up? If you ever come out here, here's Swoop, come say hi to him, give him a little pet on the head, he likes that. So we just did lap number 22, right? We went out to that main road, we skipped that first left turn, we kept going, and notice what happened. We took our second left turn, it led us past the rec center right there, and then it pulled in our very first entry we took, and now we came back to our start point. Okay, so now I want to show you an example of lap 23. Or maybe 22 felt really extreme and you actually want to back it up and go back to like 21 and kind of retrace your steps a little bit, then do that. That's a great strategy to even think about. Revisit some of the areas that you worked on before and get a few more laps, a few more repetitions of that stuff before you move on. So notice we're checking our speeds again, making sure we're not going too fast through here. We've been through here 22 times, so we're feeling pretty good and comfortable and confident, right? Nice smooth brakes. Notice we're doing these same repetitions of these same good habits every time we stop. That way we'll build on those and develop that muscle memory, right? Eventually we don't really have to think about doing it. We're just doing it because we've been practicing it over and over. And that's what you want. Practice it to the point of developing that muscle memory. Notice we got people and dogs up ahead. So I'm gonna position myself way over here. I don't see any oncoming traffic, so I can kind of be in this far lane over here. Give them a nice wide berth, and then I can reposition myself back over here closer to the sidewalk. Nice smooth stop at the stop sign. Boom, head and eyes are up. There's our blue tower in the distance. Call that one Smurfette. I don't know, was that the female Smurf's name, Smurfette? I don't know if she had like a different name or if that was her name. Smurfs are pretty cool. All right, so what are we on? 23? Or maybe for you, this is lap 43 or 53 or 76. Whatever the number is for you. Once you're at a comfortable point, a confident point, you feel like you can do it, then you can think about expanding your radius. If you have any doubts and you're like, nah, I'm not ready for that, man, don't do it. Go and do 50 more laps around the neighborhood and take your time, work your way up. But for the sake of this video and the lesson that we're trying to teach, let's say this is lap 23. Notice we're in the left lane again. The point is to kind of retrace the familiar territory over and over until we get comfortable with it. So comfortable that it's easy, and now we're ready to move on, right?